What is up, guys? Smooth here, back with another Minecraft video. And just recently Minecon was around and 1.11 had some very awesome leaks from Jeb and the rest of the developer team. So they released a couple of videos which I'm going to show you all now, and I'm going to talk over a few of them because some of these updates look pretty amazing. So let's jump right into it. So the first things introduced in the Minecraft 1.11 changelog are the new cursed enchantments. So this is a new type of loot and it's going to be considerably rarer. And you have the Curse of Vanishing as well as the Curse of Binding. You can see right over there. So the Curse of Binding has a pretty unique effect. You're going to see when he equips the helmet just like that, he's going to try to click it, but it's not going to be able to be removed. So the Curse of Binding won't allow you to have an item being taken off, and it only works on armor at the moment. The other item, the Curse of Vanishing, well, you'll see what's going to happen right over here. He used the /kill command to kill himself, and he had the item in his inventory. When he looks around for the item with the Curse of Vanishing will quite simply vanish. So this is going to be something that's very useful to players that want to create adventure maps and whatnot, and potentially a good way to prank your friends in terms of the Curse of Binding. So you can have them drop a dispenser or something like that with really weak equipment, and then they'll be considerably weak. Next up, we have the Observer block. So the Observer block was already around in Minecraft Pocket Edition as well as the Windows 10 edition, and the way this block functions is essentially a block update detector. So you'll see over here the crafting recipe is relatively cheap. It's just a couple relatively easy to acquire items. And as I was saying before, it functions as a block update detector. So if something updates near it, it's going to emit a redstone pulse, so you'll see it will activate the redstone right behind it. So he's going to plant down some melon seeds, which will eventually spawn a watermelon. So we're just going to throw some bone meal down and then just wait for it to happen. Just give it 1 second. So you'll see the watermelon spawned, the block update was detected, and the redstone was activated. So it's going to be something very, very cool for people who are very redstone savvy. So the next update includes more portals in the end islands. So as you guys know, there are portals that spawn on the exterior of the center island after you beat the end dragon, but sometimes it was really hard to get back, and oftentimes, as Jeb would say, you would basically save your stuff, you'd put it like in an ender chest, and then you just jump into the void, so that way you'd spawn back wherever you put your bed. With these randomly spawning end portals, you can now find these and eventually get yourself to the center. So you'll see he'll just find one on an island and he'll be brought back to the center. The next update showed in the changelog is the Shulker shell. So this is a new item that's been added to the Shulker drop table, and it's literally, as you would guess, the shell of the Shulker. And it's going to allow you to create a new item called the Shulker Box, which we'll see in just a moment. So next up we have the Shulker Box. This is an item that many people are going to be incredibly excited for, and I know I am, and it's going to be just insanely useful. It's an endgame item that consists of a chest, and you're going to add a Shulker shell to the bottom and top of it to craft it. And you guys can just watch over here and see exactly what it does. It has a very, very cool effect. So you see it's a chest with a very cool open and close animation, but just watch. So you see over there, if you break it and replace it, it will now have every single item that you had. So this makes it a lot more useful than regular chests. And you also see it has some more functionality over here as well. So he's going to place a bunch of items inside the Shulker box, and then he's going to push it with a piston. So let's watch. So again, it's going to move through all of this, and it's still going to retain all of its items, as you can see. And then he's going to place it down with the dispenser, and it's going to actually put down the chest in itself, and it's going to still contain all its items. So as you can imagine, this is going to have an infinite number of uses. Next up, we have cartographers and treasure maps. So this is an update I'm looking forward to because I think it will eventually lead to things like quests. So you'll find a villager that's wearing a white coat, and you'll see he's called a cartographer, and he'll sell you a couple different things. So you can buy an ocean exploration map or a woodland exploration map, and each of them will take you to a different place. So the ocean exploration map is what they're displaying right over here. So he's going to quickly buy it, and if you take a look, you'll see you have that blue icon to the center right of the map. And what it'll eventually do is you'll be able to find the ocean monument by going to this map. Now the size of that actual blue icon will depend on how far you're away from it. So if it's a bigger icon, it'll be much closer, and if it's a smaller one, it'll be further away. And the other thing it will allow you to find is the Woodland Mansion, which we're going to look at a little bit later. But we're just going to forward to the end of this clip, where you'll see that by using the map, he did find the ocean monument. So this is going to be very useful, and again has a lot of potential for things in the future. The next update in the changelog is one that I'm pretty happy with, and that's called the locate command. So oftentimes when I'm making a video and I want to demonstrate a new structure, whether it be in a new update or if I want to find something that's been added to a particular region in Minecraft, it's often hard to find. So if you look over here, you could type in something like /locate fortress, and it'll give you the coordinates for a Nether Fortress. So you'll see as soon as he types it in, he just follows the coordinates, and eventually he'll get there. At the moment, they only showed Nether Fortresses as well as Endcitys, but you'll probably be able to add other things. And I'm speculating that you'll be able to use structure blocks and then use the locate command to find those structures. So if you're an adventure map creator, you can kind of help people find those things along the way. So the next update is called the Woodland Mansion, and this is personally my favorite update of 1.11, and I think many of you will agree. So as I mentioned before, if you speak with a cartographer, you can buy a Woodland Mansion Exploration Map, or a Woodland Exploration Map rather. And you'll see on the map you have this really large structure that you can find, and there's not many of them. They're going to be relatively rare, and it's going to be an endgame thing. But you'll see when you get to it, you have this massive structure, one of the largest naturally generating structures you'll see in Minecraft, and I want to say possibly the most unique at the moment. So I don't want to say too much, but as you get closer, you'll kind of get an idea of what's going on. But there's more to this than meets the eye. You'll notice it looks a little bit spooky in here, and the mansion itself is very dimly lit. But if you go around, you'll see that there's some secrets hidden up and around the mansion. So inside the depths of the mansion, you'll see that you have 3 new mobs called the Evoker, the Vindicator, and the Vex. Now, without saying too much, I think it's best that you watch this and see exactly what these things can do. It's also worth noting that they look like very withered villagers, and Jeb nicknamed them Illagers. So next up we have the Totem of Undying. This is an item dropped by one of the mobs inside the Woodland Mansion, and it's basically something you want to have equipped on your hotbar in case you think you're going to be in a situation where you might die. So you'll see he has it in his offhand slot, and basically if you die, it's going to get used up and prevents your death while providing a bit of regen and absorption. So you see the nice little animation in front of him, and he does get healed up just a little bit with that quick absorption effect. So the next update is kind of a funny one. Earlier in July, Jeb wrote a tweet that said, "A friend is in urgent need of your help to settle this matter, llama or alpaca," and people voted for llama, so we now have llamas in the game. If you look in the background, there are baby llamas as well as adult llamas, and these aren't just a silly mob that was added for fun. So they actually do serve a little bit of a purpose other than looking like sheeps with long necks. You'll see you can mount them the way you can mount other things in Minecraft as well, but these have another effect. So once you get the creature to trust you, you can equip something on it. You'll see you have the slot over there, and if you give it a carpet, it'll have a new skin that'll basically correspond to the carpet color that you had. So we have a blue one over there, and we now have a green one over here. And you can pretty much do this with any carpet color you can think of. So that's not all. If you look at this one over here, you'll see it has a chest equipped to it. So it's similar to a donkey. It functions as a beast of burden of sorts. And this one has a pink color. And again, you can put a couple different, there's not a lot of slots in there, but you can work with it to some extent. If you equip them with a lead, they will follow you. And the cooler thing is that they will actually follow each other because they function in herds. So you're gonna see he's gonna approach each different llama and they're gonna start herding up all together. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 over there, it looks like. And let's get a little bit further. I want to wait for my favorite part of all this. So we have a little llama pack over here, and wolves are actually scared of them, which is very surprising. And you'll also notice that they will actually fight the wolves, so they won't just scare them away, they'll fight them. The attack is basically a projectile, which is the llama spitting at you, which is what they're known to do. Anyway guys, that pretty much sums up all of the new updates that they showed at Minecon. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, as it does help me out a lot, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one in the future. This is Smooth, and I'll see you all later. Take it easy, guys.